Welcome back, guys. Thanks for staying back here with Mitch Fates. If this is your first time on this channel, I suggest you click on the links in the description box to watch the drafting and the cutting of this dress to enable you to understand how we cut out all these pieces you see right here. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and leave your comments below. And please click on the notification bell so it will notify you whenever I post a new video. Please do share this video so others can learn as well. Moving forward, we're going to put together all these cut out pieces and stitch them according to how they are being labeled, with right sides facing each other. Please make sure to indicate your center line with a notch and start your stitching from that point to each end, just as you place the both of them together. So from the center point to the front and then to the back, to avoid one side having any excess. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and stitch them together, then I'll come back and show you guys. Now this is how it looks like after stitching all the pieces together, forming one whole flare. And I also went ahead to cut out my lining, so you can see how beautiful it looks already. This is my fashion fabric and this is my lining. I've also gone ahead to cut out the pieces for the center part of this dress. So this is the fashion fabric for the center part and then my lining. So this is the back part of the dress. This is the back bodice, the main fabric of the dress, and this is the lining for it. So I'll just go ahead and iron that and trim off any excess if there happens to be any. I'll do the same with the lining for the center front. So I'll keep all these aside and cut my bust cup. I have shaped out one of the bust cup and I'll do the same for the other, measuring 10.5 in length and 6.5 in width. So the next thing you're going to do is take this piece and fold again together and then cut like you're going to cut out a flare. So I'm just going to trim off this edge to have a very nice shape. Mind you, my bust cup was first placed on fold before folding the second time. Now that we have done that, the next thing to do is hold our dart for this bust cup. Before doing that, we are going to mark the center point of this piece, or you can as well just notch the center point just to give you that guide in sewing. So I have notched to the center for this piece and I'll do the same for the other piece. So the next thing now, we're going to hold about 1.5 inches that's down to the bottom. I'll take this to my sewing machine and come back to show you. So I've gone ahead to stitch my cup to the center piece, and inside of this I went ahead to iron light interface on the bust cup, and I did the same for the black fabric. I used it for the black fabric because I wanted some stability on it since it stretches, and my bust cup is a non-stretchy fabric. So as you can see, I have stitched my bust dart and also made a dart on my already made cup to have a very nice fit. So I went ahead to trim off the excess and aligned both darts together and stitch the both of them together before stitching the bust cup on my center piece. So this is how it looks like on the front after stitching. So the next thing I'll do now is to make use of my hemming gum. If you look at this particular cup very well, you see it sitting firmly and looking glued to the cup that I created. So I'm going to do the same for the other cup by cutting out a piece of my hemming gum and sticking it in between the already made cup and the cup that I created. So just go ahead and do the same thing for yours. Now you're going to make use of your pressing iron to glue these two cups together using your tailor's hammer. So just place a piece of cloth on top and then press together to avoid burning your already made cup. Turn to the right side and then iron also. For my lining, I did the same with ironing interface on both the bust cup and the center piece to have same effects as the main fabric. So I'll take my lining now, placing right side of the lining with the right side of the main fabric. After sewing on the neckline, I'll then flip it over. So now I'm just going to take this to my sewing machine to stitch on, and then I'll come back and show you guys how it looks like. So I've sewn on my neckline. This is how it looks like inside of it, and this is how the right side looks like. And I've also gone ahead to turn my side seam, and on the hemline I ironed strong interface on it on both the lining and of the main fabric. I did this to give this part a little bit of structure. So I flip this over, placing right side facing each other, and stitch with 1/2 of an inch, then flip it over. Then for my back bodice, I've turned the neckline and also the zipper area, including the side seam. So I'll take these two pieces together, right side facing each other, and then stitch on my zipper allowance. For this dress, I'm going to be making use of an out seam sewing allowance, not an inseam allowance. So I'll take all these pieces to my sewing machine, sew together, and then I'll come back and show you guys. Okay guys, I've gone ahead to stitch on the flare, which is the godet, and this is how it looks inside the dress. So I'm going to be using my lining to cover up the rough edges inside. So this is how beautiful it looks right now. My lining is going to be used to turn over to cover up those parts. And for the back, this is how the back looks. And I have held on my zipper allowance, leaving the lower part open for now. So we are halfway done with this dress, and you can see the basque effect at the back. You can see the V shape there, and the front is having a very nice look. So please guys, make sure to press open your seam allowance so it will have a very neat look. So when you press it open, it's going to look really neat and beautiful. So make sure you do that. So the next thing we're going to do now is to introduce our lining to turn the lower part of the dress. But before we do that, we're going to be making use of this hard net to give the waist area some volume to enhance the hip, measuring 1 to 1.5 inches from this first piece through to the back and leaving 1 to 1.5 inches before your zipper. So I'll take my hard net now, flip it in two, measuring my waist area from that 1 to 1.5 inches all through to the zipper area. Multiply that measurement by 2 or by 3 depending on how much enhancement you want to put there, and cut the hard net in curve. I'll take this to my sewing machine now, come back and show you guys. So guys, we're done with the sewing of this dress, and see how so beautiful it's looking already. It's looking really nice and neat, and please make sure yours is same way or even better. So I've gone ahead to fix on my sleeves. This is just a regular puff sleeve, and I cut it in a triangular shape because I do not want any gathers on the shoulder area. In case you don't know how to cut this puff sleeve, please just leave your comments below and I'll make a video on that. So I'm going to be making use of my store-bought appliques. This is the one for the bust area. I'm going to be stitching with my hand needle and thread round the bust and also on the other bust. And I'll do the same round this shoulder through to the neckline and then stop before my zipper. So I'll bring on my needle and thread, and then I'll come and show you guys how I did this. But before then, we'll make use of this other applique. It's really nice and shiny. This particular one is not a must, so you can decide to make use of any other one. So I'll just take it, trim a piece out of it. It could be time taking, but it's all worth it. So just trim off a piece and I'll use my UHU gum to stick it to my dress. So you just put it in between your black fabric and your Ankara, or whichever color of fabric you'll be making use of. So you just put it and then place it properly, arrange it on it, and use your gum to stick it together. So I'll do the same thing for the sides of the dress, from the front to the back, or whichever way you want to take it from. Now guys, it's time for the hand needle and thread sewing. So I'll carefully tag this woven applique on my bust, and I'll do the same on the other bust. So I'll tack this, making sure it's only tacked on my main fabric and not coming out through on my lining. So you see how I'm separating the both of them to be sure it's not tacking on my lining. So to give that part some ease, and then I'll cut this off and sew the other part. So this is how it looks like, the finished work after sewing on the woven applique. So I'm going to make use of my gum to stick this cutout applique on the seam lines of the dress. So I'll apply the gum directly on the cutout piece, not on the dress, because I do not want to make any mess. So I'll just apply it carefully on the piece and then stick it on the lines of the dress. So here I decided to make use of single piece stones, and I'm just arranging them in order to make it more beautiful. So I'm going to make use of my pressing iron to stick it to the dress. But before that, I'll place on a light towel and then press on high heat. So I am pressing it this way to avoid burning my dress, not after all that work. So removing my iron, this is how it looks like, and I'll fill up that space. So this is how it looks like after finishing the dress. This is the final look of the dress. It's looking really beautiful, and this is how the inside of it looks like, really neat without any rough part you're seeing. So from the back through to the front, this is how it looks. Everything is covered. So this is how it looks like on me. See how nice and beautiful it looks. Please, if you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed making this video, please do not forget to subscribe, like, and leave your comments below, and click on the notification bell so it will notify you whenever I post a new video. If you want to see more interesting videos like this, please do not forget to subscribe and share these videos to your friends so they can also learn how to make this dress. So guys, if you want to learn how to make your own already made cup looking all nice and beautiful like this, just leave your comments below, and as much as I see the comments, I'm going to drop this very interesting video. Please do not forget to subscribe and click on your notification bell so it will notify you whenever this video drops. And thank you for staying back here with Varmich Fits on making that very gorgeous dress. This is how the already made cup looks on this finished outfit. It's looking really nice. So if you want to learn, please drop your comments. And I want to say a very big thank you to all my subscribers so far. Thank you for sticking back here with Varmich Fits, and please do not forget to share this video and turn on your notification bell. So for now, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.